Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with another Scrap Squad Sunday, and I will tell you up front that I'm filming this on Friday because I have an all-day class on Saturday, and I want to be sure that this goes live. And I'm gonna try to do a quickie version of this amazing lift that's out there for this week that was published today. It's got these angled, things kind of really leading your eye to the picture, and it's all Cocoa Vanilla Studios product, so it's amazing colors and patterns. And there's a little kind of a cluster down here, right there. I'm going to do mine a little bit differently. I've committed to using the Mime the Scribe January kit. And there wasn't any, little paper that did this, and I wasn't going to do what Rebecca Meadows, well, actually that's not paper, that's stitching. Rebecca Meadows stitched hers, and it's obviously stitching, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I just didn't have the time for that. One of these days, I promise. 2020 will see more stitching. But what I did was I took this paper, which is, and I'm using both sides of it. It has this XOXOXO, which for me stands for love. And then there are all these hearts. So as you can see, I kind of cut out some angled squares of hearts. I'm doing my title off this sheet of paper. I forget what, let me tell you in a minute what that paper is. It's American Crafts Lucky Us is the heart and XOXO paper, and this I think is Pebbles Cake Day, and it's got lots of celebratory things. I actually cut a word and a couple of letters and another letter out to make my title, and I think you're gonna laugh. And I'm using ephemera from the Field Trip by Chamel and Hello Dreamer by American Crafts, I believe. Yes, it is. And I've got kind of a few pieces. I'm not quite sure what I am going to use, but I will show you what I did. I cut just a grouping of stars, kind of at an angle. I've cut them out, inked the edges, and put foam on, and I'll have that part going there. And I cut another part that comes down this way. I've got a photo of my husband and me celebrating my birthday, and this is this photo was taken, just a selfie taken. You can see my IKEA desk organizer in the back with a whole bunch of sticker sheets and so forth there. And I'm going to put that right here. I won't have room for a lot down here, so I'm going to put my title, and well, maybe I'll do it this way. I'll put it up here. That's actually going to work out better. And it says, Dinosaurs celebrate too. Just an oblique reference to our age and the fact that we're celebrating getting older. So all of these ephemera, the ephemera that I kind of decided I was definitely going to use, I've put foam behind. I've got some washi tape. I've got a birthday hooray, a couple of the hearts fussy cut that I thought I might layer there. So I'm going to just kind of put the pieces, the basic pieces that I know I'm going to use in place, and then we'll see where it goes from there. I don't have it fully planned at all. I'm going to put some tape here, and I'm going to kind of get this situated on here so that it's as high as it makes sense to get it. Okay, there. And then I'll do this one. It's a silly page that's, again, going to be over the top colorful because I think after the scare we had last night, over the top colorful is called for. Ava's much better today, and she's got neurologists and all kinds of folks kind of looking to see to what extent her she was damaged by the stroke that she had yesterday. So we were at the hospital for a while last night, and she was non-responsive when we left, and she's awake and responsive and complaining about the non-verbally complaining about the breathing tube that is still inserted. I think as we speak, she had a CT scan last night. She's in for an MRI at the moment. One of the reasons that I chose that for a title is that I have these wonderful dinosaur icons in the ephemera pack, and I thought I wanted to use at least one. I may end up using two. So I'm going to put this one here. Let's see. I don't like that. I don't want to completely cover up that heart. Let's do it that way. The other dinosaur may not get used, and I may not use those fussy cut hearts. I've got these two for right there, so I may just use one. I think I might have dropped the other one on the floor anyway, so I think that's okay. There we go. I've got this little thing. With round things, I like cutting them in half so that I can get the color and the excitement from both sides. This one has the colors that I think look best with the hearts. I'm going to slide it there and let it be a base for an ephemera cluster, an embellishment cluster. Let me do couple pop dots here because it's quicker than cutting foam. We were so close to having Ava home. She was supposed to come home tomorrow, and then just unexpected stuff. Probably due to when she was sick at may need some foam after all. When she was sick at Christmas time, they pumped her full of all kinds of meds that would fight the various infections that they detected in her lungs. And I think those just, you kind of set up an environment that was that opened her, made her susceptible to other things. So I think there was a diagnosis that they're pretty sure is what they're seeing, but we won't know it for sure until the MRI results, and the treatment's the same. Last night, their main task was to control her blood pressure, and this condition or syndrome, I guess, called PRESS, is see if that can fit right in there. Are you able to see what I'm doing? Probably not. Let me get this focused better. I moved things around a little bit, and okay, let me get my silly little title on there, and then we'll see what else of these things I have room for. I ought to look and see there are no punctuation marks, so I mean, I guess I could make an exclamation point. Let's point that way, and do that way. Okay, Dinosaurs Celebrate 2. And I've got this big floral piece that came from the field trip thing. I'm actually not going to include that because it has some colors that aren't necessarily reflected in the other bits. I like this snail with a birthday cake, and if I could place it right here, it would look like the dinosaurs looking back at it. So let me put a little foam behind it because I don't want it completely receding. This is a understatement, strong background. And so the elements that are not so strong, I kind of want elevated up, casting a shadow on the background. And this looks like it could go kind of right there, also on a bit of foam. I've got a camera that I really like that came from Field Trip. Okay, that's flat, so I should be able to make that work. I've got these balloons, and they're red, and there's some red in there. I suppose the balloons could be coming up from here. I don't necessarily like that. I think I'm going to also say I don't want those leaves. I like the 100%, but I don't think I'm going to use that. I think I'm going to call it done. I'm going to pick a few dots and kind of scatter them around. They'll be in the middle of O's, and they won't be real visible, but I think I'm going to use them anyway. Okay, it's just a little dash of color that kind of adds something to it. Okay, I think I'm done. I had this washi tape that says I can't even, and I thought I might use it somewhere, but I think I'm going to call it quits. So, not exactly a faithful replica of the lift today, but it's a fun, goofy page, and I like it. So I hope you do too. Hope you've enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next week for another Scrap Squad Sunday. Bye.